Hey guys, I'm TeamTang and this is the rocket launcher comparison. First off, all these rocket launchers were tested in onslaught mode. I did it this way to get the true outcome of each weapon. The footage isn't as interesting as watching me playing against online players, but to get fair results I had to play it in onslaught. If you already know what the rocket launchers do, please avoid watching this because throughout the video it's just me testing each weapon to see how much damage it takes to take down a tank. And if you don't know the true potential of each weapons, please continue watching because the information I'm giving will be important. And before we begin, the tank has no armor spec. First up is the RPG-7. The RPG deals the highest damage. The rockets travel at a moderate speed, and if a target was traced, the RPG will travel at a faster rate. It has the second highest damage radius and the second slowest reload rate. As you can see in the video, the explosive damage with the RPG-7 will only require you to shoot 3 times at the front and diagonal of the tank. Shooting at a 45-degree angle at a tank is important because the vehicle has a slight increase in armor. So because of this you may be shooting one more rocket at a tank. But in this instance, the RPG-7 does not require another shot. Now here you'll see that the RPG-7 will take out the tank in 2 shots at the side and at the back. Without explosive damage, the RPG-7 requires one more shot to the front and diagonally. At the side and at the back, the RPG-7 takes out a tank with 2 shots. So this means the RPG-7 does not require you to use explosive damage at the side and at the back, as you'll be taking out targets in 2 shots anyway. Next up is the M2 Carl Gustav. The Carl G deals the lowest damage compared to the other rocket launchers. It shoots at the fastest speed along with the highest damage radius. It also has the fastest reload rate. As you'll see here, with increased explosive damage, the Carl G requires you to shoot 4 times at a tank, this being at the front and diagonally. At the side and at the back, the Carl G requires you to shoot 2 times. This is quite a change since you have to shoot 4 times at a tank at front and diagonally. Without explosive damage, the Carl G requires you to shoot 5 times at a tank up front, but 4 times diagonally. The diagonal damage may be bugged because we have tested it multiple times, so we are unsure why the diagonal damage requires 1 less rocket. At the side and at the back, the Carl G requires you to shoot 3 times. So this requires 1 more shot compared to the RPG. Finally, the M136 AT4. The AT4 deals the same damage as the RPG-7. It travels at the slowest speed at the start but travels faster as the RPG. It has the smallest damage radius and the slowest reload rate. The weapon is also laser guided and does not suffer from any drop. With the explosive damage, the AT4 requires the same amount of hits as the RPG. Without explosive damage, the 84 is the same as the RPG. To summarise, the RPG-7 should only be used against vehicles. The use of increased explosive damage is not generally required. This is of course if you can generally hit the back and the side of the tank. The use of increased damage is just there to ensure that you take out tanks the way you want to. And as a whole, the RPG-7 is a really effective weapon against vehicles, at moderate speeds and high damage. The Col G, as stated in its description, should only be used against infantry. However, this weapon is the most effective rocket launcher against helicopters, due to its fast speeds, and with rocket launchers they can take out a helicopter in one hit, unless of course they are using the armor spec. But the reason the Col G is most effective against infantry is because of its damage radius. However, the weapon is still effective against vehicles if attacked from behind or at the side. This of course requires increased explosive damage. As for the AT-4, it's basically the same as the RPG, except this time you have more control over it. Also, this weapon should not really be used against helicopters. Anyway, this is the end of the video. Sorry about the boring footage, but this is the only way to find out what each rocket launcher does. So please like, comment and subscribe.